Skylla, evil magic user, designed. Well, she was an action figure, 1980s action figure, and in the Dungeons and Dragons action figure line, the toy line, that was concurrent with the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon. And before I go any farther, let us go to our Discord, my Torrance art hole. Who am I? I'm Torrin Atkinson. I'm a storyboard artist by day. I'm a dungeon master by night, and I am sometimes and former illustrator for Dungeons and Dragons cartoons, not cartoons, books, game books. I'm just gonna publish this in my chat. Yes, confirm. Yes. Okay, here we go. So we might get some people in the chat today, and that is wonderful. I got my water because I just ate candied peanuts before I started getting ready for this. So, what am I doing here today? What do we need to know about Skylla? Well, there's actually, let's load up the Skylla evil magic user. There is a D&D wiki. There it is. That's the one. Right? Let's just move this right into here. So, character in the LJN toy line. Let's see if I can close some of these ads. There she is. Let's get a decent look at her. We'll see her again. Character created in the 1983 Toyland, who did not get a proper action figure until the 2022 set. One of three similar evil lady wizards appearing in the Marvel books, coloring books, along with Raven and Helene. Don't need to worry about that. Shady Dragon Inn. I don't know what that is. The Wild Beyond the Witchlight. So she also appeared in Quest for the Heartstone. Let's take a look at that. I talked about this when I did my, I think it was the, I was drawing Warduke for, was it, yeah, I think it was Warduke. When I was drawing Warduke for the 20-Minute Monsters series. So she appeared in a bunch of D&D books, and, but all we need to know for right now is that she was, here's a bunch of pictures. Let's take a look at it. There's her stats from the Shady Dragon Inn. I guess was a module, an adventure. There she is, Chaotic Warlock, 6th level magic user for Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. I guess it must be. There's another one. I'm not sure what this is from. Oh, the Shrinky Dinks collector set. Okay, great. Shrinky Dinks. Remember those? Remember Shrinky Dinks? And is this? This is the vintage toy line. So this was the. There she is there, with her evil hat and her scepter, her staff, which I believe I will draw today. Oh no! Like all great toys, her staff is bent. Showing a little bit of thigh there. Risque, a bit risque for Saturday morning cartoons. And I guess this is the Lost Wave. Okay, we don't need to know. Here's the Shrinky Dinks right there. It's got to be the the puffy stickers. These are puffy stickers. Okay, great. And then this is Wild Beyond the Witchlight. She's got a bit of a makeover. She's got like the domino mask going on here. Anything else we need to see? This is the back of that miniature. Here she is, written up for 5th edition. Skylla. Showing showing the right thigh instead of the left thigh. And there she is on the Dungeon Master's Guide, which I think we can take a closer look at that. So that's Skylla. So why am I drawing Skylla? Hey, there's a couple of people in the chat. Katif, hello, welcome. Jay Hosier, and Adam, of course. Adam can always be relied upon. So why am I drawing Skylla, the evil magic user, today? Because I've decided I'm taking a break from my D&D map, my D&D cartoon map. Where is that D&D cartoon map? No, let's not look at them. Let's not distract ourselves even more than we already have. I'm taking a break from drawing the D&D cartoon map. Dwayne is also here in the chat, and I want to write the 28th episode of the D&D cartoon. There was only 27 episodes, and I want to see if I can write a cartoon script. And so I got my little notebook here, filled with, I was jotting down some various ideas. Let me see what I got. Some of my ideas. Venger's failed pupil, kind of like Anakin Skywalker. Maybe a Pirates Ocean episode. That was never done in the original series. The kids go to hell. That would be fun. Demons and whatnot. Medusa turned. Hank is petrified, and the kids are split for who will be the new leader. Diana and Eric, Bobby, Uni, Sheila, and Presto. I'm just reading these. I'm not sure exactly. This was like a few weeks ago, and of course at the same time they have to solve the petrified Hank problem. Another episode idea: Girls' Night Out. Just the ladies doing something. Another episode: Scooby-Doo style, solving a mystery in a haunted house or a haunted island. Maybe like a whodunit dinner party kind of a thing. Another episode: Eric gets amnesia and is nice. What else? Shadow Demon's betrayal. The kids learn that Shadow Demon's secret. They can use him to get home, but it's not ethical. They set him free in hell, or the realm of the Shadow Realm. Another episode: Where's Venger? Shadow Demon comes to the kids for help to help him find Venger. Another idea: Presto's hat. The kids get lost inside Presto's hat. That'd be a fun adventure. A prison break. All of Venger's captives get released. What's the actual plot? I don't know. And then the last one, which is the one that I decided to move forward with. The banishing of Shadow Demon. Venger blames Shadow Demon for his latest failure and finds a new assistant who is even more dangerous than Shadow Demon. The kids plan to get Shadow Demon back in Venger's good graces to get rid of the new threat. So that's the idea. And that's why I decided, and I thought, who would be the new threat? And I was looking through the old toys, the old characters from the 80s, and I thought maybe Skylla, Skylla, evil magic user, is the new Shadow Demon. So I wrote a beat sheet. So what I'd like to do, here's my beat sheet. What I'd like to do is to, maybe not live stream, but share the entire process of me making this script, and including going to like an animatic. So I would do the script, the writing of the script, then I'd do storyboards from the script, and then I'd use the storyboards to make an animatic. So we would have like an animatic of a 22-minute episode of the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon with voice acting and everything. And I thought that would be fun. I thought that'd be a fun project to do. And I hope you agree. So today, our one and only mission today is to design Skylla. What would Skylla look like designed for the D&D cartoon? Now, as a storyboard artist, I look at scripts every day. I look at designs, the design work every day from the design team for the assets that I use in the storyboard, and we can look at what our old friends. Here it is. Our old friends. No, just move this whole thing over here. There we go. So these are the model sheets for the D&D cartoon. This is the actual model sheets. Who? Brian from it looks like Brian E. Ray or Roy. Storyboards. Brian E. Ray or Roy. Production copy. Marvel Productions, 1983. So this is what we're going to try to emulate more or less. Now, usually in the animation industry, we have a thing called turnarounds. Let's look it up. Animation character turnaround. Probably going to get a lot of fan art, but let's see if we can find a legitimate one from an actual cartoon. Also known as character rotation. I don't recognize any of these. Let's type in Disney. Disney. Could this be one? So I see something on Pinterest. I want one that's authentic. Here's one for Goofy. All right. Can we find a? Here we go. This one will work. Let me paste this in. Oh, by the way, this is not a 20-minute monster episode, but I do have some of my original Dungeons & Dragons art for sale on my website, tornatkinson.com. And I have a Patreon, so if you like what I do, if you think this project is interesting, then you can sign up for Patreon and send me $1 a month. Why not? Brian E. Ray, thank you, Adam, worked on Exo Squad. Oh my God, Exo Squad. Who remembers Exo Squad? I barely remember Exo Squad. Contemporary of Mask, M-A-S-K probably. Okay, so, and of course, find me on Instagram and on Blue Sky. And all that stuff. So let's get rid of all that. And let's drop in UK gotcha, man. The turnaround for a Goofy. So you have a front view, you have a 3/4 front view, you have a profile, you have a 3/4 back, and a back. That is your typical turnaround. I'm working on a show right now called, can't seem to get my glasses clean, called Super Team Canada, which is a fun show in the second season. And I'm looking at the turnarounds every day as I draw for the storyboards. So that's your typical turnaround, a 3D a rotation. I don't think we need to do all of those. Let me get back to where's I don't need that. Close that. There it is. So let me see if we can find one. Let's scroll down. Oh, here's Dungeon Master's pretty good. So for Dungeon Master, all they really have is front and a back, and a kind of a. This is more like a, yeah, I don't know what you call this. It's not a turnaround, but it's model sheet and the mouth guides. You got the mouth guides. Here's Eric the Cavalier, so we can kind of get a sense of the detail that they put into it. And yeah, you can see like they made the cape transparent there, which is good. I want to get down to Venger. Who's that? There's Tiamat. Scrolling down to Venger. There's Venger. So we got a 3/4 front from both angles, a profile. No, oh, there's one completely flat front view. Now, when you're doing storyboards and animation, you very rarely would do a character flat. Sometimes you do, but very rarely. Usually 3/4 front is the way to go. Even when characters are talking to each other, they're usually like 3/4 front this way and 3/4 front that way. Kind of like not really necessarily looking at each other if they're in the same frame. But you do have, well, let me show you. But once in a while, well, we should save this. Save as 20-minute monsters. Sure, let's put it in here. We're gonna save this as Skylla. Skylla. All right, and let's get a maybe do a blue. Mid-dark blue. So yeah, if the only time really you'd get a character profile would be like if they're facing each other down. I'm right and you're wrong. No, I'm right and you're wrong. But we don't need to worry about that. So, whoa, hello, what happened there? I don't know what I pressed that made that come up. Escape! Escape! I wanted to hit Control A. Okay, so Fire Knight, Star Chaser, Dino Riders, DuckTales, Goof Troop, Battletech, Exo Squad, Ultra Force. Wow. Brian E. Ray. Good job. K-Tip, they do the same thing in film and photography. People at 3/4 look more interesting. Yes, exactly. Generally, characters is not even they don't typically animation designs just don't look that good when they're in profile. So interesting, yes, but also just they look kind of crappy in profile, so we tend to avoid it. Just on the merit. Okay, so let's look at Skylla. So I think what we'll do is we'll do a 3/4. I don't know, maybe she's holding her staff or something, casting a spell. It's just like get the anatomy going on here. Maybe we'll do something like that. This is just me. Maybe we'll do a close-up of her face. And do we need to do anything else? Do we need to do it? Maybe we'll do a back 3/4 as well if we have time. And she's got a cloak, so we're not going to see too much of it. Maybe we'll do a like a bust kind of a thing. She's mad. She's mad. She's mad. Rah. And she's gonna have her, and really the helmet. The helmet is gonna be a thing. Okay, so where are my references? Should I drop them right into the file? Probably I should. We don't think we need any of these. Do we? Do we need any of these? No, no, we don't need any of these. Just do it the way that. Just try to mimic the old style, the original style. So here is, yeah. Let me grab these. Where are you, Skylla? There you are. There she is. All right. So this is Skylla from the Dungeon Master, the new 2024 Dungeon Master's Guide. They threw her in there. Very different looking. But we'll keep, and of course, Warduke. She has it looks like she's not wearing any shoes to speak of. So, but we can kind of see her staff has like a crystal on it. This is the one. This is the one that's the design, right? Look at that. Look at that. I feel like this is 2022. So that must not be the original. And then here is I guess this is the original. Yeah. Evil magic user. Evil collectibles, it says. Ages 4 and over, right in the top left. So, while wizards are the most powerful of magic users, the female must be considered even more special. Ooh, why is that? In a world where every hand is turned against her, she has risen in a field that is difficult indeed. Able to cast magical spells of awesome power, she will go to any lengths to win her private battles. Oh, private battles. Often this type of person can be counted on to use magical devices of great power. Glowing staves, rings, and amulets are constantly found in the possession of such a person, much to the horror of her enemies. Thank you. So let me just grab this. Oh, I need to rasterize both these layers. Rasterize layers. I've been gone for 2 weeks, everybody. Sorry I was away for so long. I was in the the Netherlands. And having some gay old time in the Netherlands. Went to Amsterdam, went to some other cities, took a lot of photos. In fact, let me share this with you because it's a little bit fun. I like fun things. Do you like fun things? Go to my Facebook page. Find me on Facebook, everybody. I'm there. Let's go to my page. I just uploaded these this morning. Come on now. Come on now. There it is. Architecture of the Netherlands. Here is my album I just put up. Some of these are just like, hey, this is a fun touristy thing that we went to, but others are like, I mean, look at all this stuff. Look at this. Look at that. Look at that gatehouse door. And I took a lot of pictures like this. It's like this. I just want to take photos for reference for when I need to draw some Dungeons and Dragons thing. I can have like a cool background that I have the rights to the image of. So yeah, you can imagine like I don't know, bats flying over top of here, or a monster climbing down the down the scaffolding, or just like some kind of a non-player character in the foreground, kind of looking up, horrified at something. Lots of great stuff. Castles. There's the gatehouse in. I think that's in Zvola. Is that in Zvola? I think that's in Zvola. And then what else? Some statues. Yes, that's there's some explaining of the fortifications in Zvola, and then there's this. I believe this is this the cathedral in in Hertegenbosch, Hertegenbosch, also known as Den Bosch, the home of Hieronymus Bosch. There's a statue of Hieronymus Bosch right there. And so I just took a bunch of pictures of churches and towers and cathedrals. There's the museum in an old church for Hieronymus Bosch's stuff. I took a bunch of pictures of doors, because you can never have too many medieval type doors and other cool things. There's Hieronymus Bosch and me. Look at that guy. All right, so I'll get rid of we don't need that anymore. Fun aside. And checking the chat. Fire and Ice was classic sword and sorcery cative. Yes, a lot of rotoscoping. Adam says Dutch Baroque and Cape Dutch and traditionalist neo-Gothic. Yeah, you know your stuff more than I. So, what do I have to do? I have to interpret, adapt from these drawings. I feel like this one's probably gonna be the closest. The one. Actually, let's grab this. But we need to simplify for cartoons. So I feel like I can even get rid of that now. I mean, that's pretty good. That's pretty good right there. That's like solid. We can use that as our base. I feel like we don't really need. Here, let me make this yellow. Yellow is traditionally what I use for. She's got like just got a dagger in this one. You know, wizards need a dagger. She has boots this time, so that's good. Yeah, I don't know. I guess those are supposed to be boots on her. I like that they didn't give her high heels. That's good, because high heels in medieval Dungeons and Dragons, that's not gonna be super useful. And then this one. I feel like I don't really need this. I feel like this is not going to be helpful, but we'll keep it on hand just in case. Yellow. All right. So, looking back at our the style we like. Here's Servant of Evil. Some Servant of Evil model sheets. Since we're scrolling through. Here's Strongheart. He was an action figure. So we can use this as, and this is more of a proper turnaround. You got the front, you've got 3/4 front, 3/4 back, and profile, and a profile of his head. So I think maybe we'll use this as our. Doesn't need to, just kind of standing there. So let's start getting that. What brush am I using here? Chisel nib. That's fine. So let's just do a 3/4 front. Let me increase my brush size. A neck. Do our center line here. I don't know how busty we're gonna make her. She's got some hips. And some thighs. Navel. Something like that. Doesn't need to be too action-y posy. Classic, what do you call it? The official handbook of the Marvel Universe pose here. Maybe she can be, let me think. Maybe she's holding her hand. Holding her staff in that. Straight up and down? Let's put it here, I guess. That'll be your hand. And then zip, zip. Something like that. Not sure about these proportions. And then the other hand can be like, or maybe she should be holding the staff in this. Yeah, because she's looking. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Undo, 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 undo. Let's put the staff over on this side. And maybe something like that. Some Johnny Quest music. And then she can be like casting a spell of some kind. Maybe she's casting a spell. Come on now. Or maybe she's just like, look over there. So this will be the basic. So eyes will be in the middle head. You got an ear here. That's her basic. Let's do a flip on this to make sure. Image rotation, flip it. Am I happy with that? Am I happy with these proportions? They seem okay. I think it's glaringly. Except for this arm is quite big compared to the other one. So let's fix that. Let's fix that. That's just a little better. So this will be Skylla. I feel like that could come out a bit more. Right? Let me see if I can tilt it. If I tilt it, does that make more? It doesn't really make any difference. Okay. So this is our framework. And then can turn that down. Save my work before my computer crashes. Take a drink. Take a drink, everyone. Don't forget to hydrate. Like if I was drawing this in a storyboard or something, probably would be more dramatic. It would be something like, you know, like that. You know, get some more dramatic angles. But this is just for I'm pretending I'm on the design team. And this is for the storyboard artists. So, let's take a look at our references. We got this one, the best one, arguably the best one. Let's flip horizontal. Yeah, that actually works out really great. We will. So what does she have? She has. I can draw back. I can draw on this layer. Let me just use maybe red or something, so we can get an idea of her clothes. So she's got this thing comes down here. She's got her big headgear here. There's some Thundercats music. She's got her hair, of course. She's showing a bit of leg. Don't think we need to go that high up on the thigh. I feel like this will be a challenge. Here's the problem that all animation faces. One of the tenets of character design is asymmetry makes the character look more interesting. This is why Venger, our good friend Venger, if I can remember what Venger looks like. So now, here's Venger, right? Except he's got his hat is quite stupid. Has just one horn. Just one horn, everyone. All who defy me must be punished. There's Venger. I will always remember that line from Venger. Because I used to have back in the early days of the internet, I made a web page. It was my cartoon database web page, and it just had all the cartoons that I liked, and had I actually had a tape trading. I don't want to call it a business, but a hobby. We would trade VHS tapes. This was before the DVDs. we would trade VHS tapes of like Real Ghostbusters and Thundercats and whatever else, all the other cartoons, including the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon. And so on my webpage, whenever you would click on the cartoon, like it'd be a list of different cartoons, and you click on the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon, it would go to the Dungeons and Dragons page on the website, and the audio file would pop up, and it would be Venture saying, "All who defy me must be punished." So that's the line that I will always remember. Anyway, K-Tiff says, "Wizards need dagger so they can cast stabby." Yes. Adam says, "My preferred stuff is Google and Art Deco." Googie? And Art Deco. Googie modern is when the building looks like a boat. Art Deco. I've never actually heard of Googie. Is it Googie or Googie? Art Deco is when it looks like geometry homework stuck next to a mirror. Yes, I'm well familiar with Art Deco, as seen in the Batman the Animated Series, and to a lesser extent, Superman the Animated Series. Nouveau is Deco, but left in the oven just long enough to melt a little. Jay says, "If you're drinking coffee, have a sip of water. It can dehydrate you." Yes, absolutely. I don't drink coffee, but I do drink tea. Bubble tea. So, going back to this, she's got the long sleeves, but they're long only at the ends, which is classic. I was saying, yes. So the tenet of character design is make your characters asymmetrical to look interesting. But the problem then is when you are doing storyboards and you've got your asymmetric character, and then the director says, "Actually, we need to flip this scene because they're looking the wrong way." Then you've got you can just flip the entire scene, but Benjer's horn will be on the wrong side, so you got to redraw all that. So sometimes it's easier if as an animator and as a storyboard artist if your characters are perfectly symmetrical, like our good friend Strongheart here. He's perfectly symmetrical, wouldn't you say? Oops, hello. Let's zoom in. Yeah, Strongheart. He's boring. Pulling down his hood, and then he's got his... But, is the character right-handed or left-handed? We don't care. For the purposes of this, I guess... oh, hello. Go away. I guess it looks like, if we're going by the... I guess she's... I'm just looking at our reference material. She carries her staff in her left hand. So maybe, I guess we got that right. She's got her staff, which is not super tall, I guess. I don't know what's supposed to be on her staff. Is it supposed to be a crystal? It looks like a crystal. Maybe we just make it... but I don't want it to look like a spear, though. Let me take a look at some of these other references, then, for the spear. Just for the spear. This one, it does look like a crystal, doesn't it? Yeah, that's like... Or, I don't know. I don't know what that's supposed to be. Is it a crystal, or is it like some kind of a... Oh, that's interesting. But here, it looks like a crystal. I'm sorry, it's cut off as well. So that's annoying. So maybe, going back to our... Maybe I try to recreate whatever this is. Seems it's got kind of three. It looks like an ice cream. Looks like a soft serve ice cream. And then it's got these pokey bits. Not exactly sure what that's going to be. That was something that's... And of course, in the action figure, it does have a pointy thing at the end. We can make it a lot thicker. But not too thick. She's still got to get her arms around. Like, it's thicker at the top than it is at the bottom. That's something that makes it look more staff-like and less spear-like. So that's that. She's got her belt. Her very distinctive belt. Like a World Wrestling Federation belt. I think that's all we need to. What I'd like to do... See, this is very... Yeah, maybe we just do... Maybe we just do that. And it goes down to... Do we want it to be like jagged on the bottom? Avenger's kind of getting in the way here. It's got like... The toy has that Batman-esque. And then her boots... The classic V front boots. Okay. We'll give her a bit of a heel, but nothing crazy. And then, yeah. So how does this work? I really like that design. I like the design. The helmet design definitely speaks to me more on this one. So we'll just rough that in here. Rough. Everything in the Jetsons is Gucci style. Oh, okay. Little Mermaid again. Asked Dwayne. Humans have shown up at my home, so I gotta buzz off, but I look forward to seeing the design. Thank you, Adam. Thank you for joining us always. I like her 80s feathered hair. That's definitely a keeper. And then I feel like all we need is kind of like the shape of this. It's pretty great. Ding 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 doo 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 doo. Yeah, something like that. This cartoon this is obviously the Dungeons and Dragons 1983 cartoon is a 2D animation, not a 3D animation. I feel like we kind of might need it back. I'm not sure. Maybe we do need to do it back. Alright, so, oops. Pardon me. Pardon me. So, and then, I guess, yeah, she's got the eyes of a stranger. She's got a good chin. She's got the prominent cheekbones. And she's got the, yeah, something like that. Something like that. I feel like she doesn't have enough neck, but we can worry about that in the cleans. So this is our guide just for that. Let's finish this, I think, before we... I'm trying to decide, do I do the close-up now? Do I do the back now? And I think no. I think we just focus on... we just focus on the one pose right now. So this is going to be our final. And we'll do it in blue as well. No, let's do it in a green. All right. So let's move. We can shift this whole thing over here. And maybe not quite so far. Oh God, I keep doing that. Why you gotta be so Photoshoppy, Photoshop? Move over just a little bit so I can have room for my reference. Okay, so what do we like about this? Oh yeah, I forgot about the. Let me check. Let me check this one. This one seems to be. Oh wait, I forgot our necklace. Do we drop? Let me select all of that, and let me just make it lighter. Is that too light? It might be too light. No, it's fine. Okay. Yeah, how's this gonna work? She's got her. There's not a lot of room. Do we want to do her necklace every single time? I think here's the problem with if we're gonna include the necklace, we absolutely positively have to simplify it. Let me give her more neck. Straight off the bat. A little bit more neck. Put her head a little bit back. Adjust that. Katif, not sure how long I can stay. I have to buy copious amounts of alcohol for the cult. Ooh, that's fun. Well, hey, stay as long as you can. Don't let me keep you. So if we do this necklace, we can definitely do the another Scully thing, and then I think it's just going to be a solid necklace. Maybe we can do some lines there, because otherwise the animators would complain, and rightly so. Okay. And then, so this thing, kind of feel like maybe we do, just mirroring the, maybe we do have this kind of fun, furry, how you would call that. I don't know what you would call that. Make it look like fur, but not, I don't know. Yeah. Because, you know, Bobby the Barbarian, let's go back to that. Right at the top, Bobby the Barbarian. He's got, yeah, he's got fur. He's got his fur underpants. And they all have hair. That's normal. But when you compare that, here, let's do that now. Let's compare it right now. Let's look at the actual cartoon. Let's go to, let's go to the YouTube. Let's go to one of my videos. View my channel. Here's, oh, don't want to, we don't need to see this video. Skip it. Interesting facts. So here's my live stream. Actually, it wasn't a live stream. It was pre-recorded. So let's go. Yeah, that was a good one. Oh, there's Eric's underpants. I want to get a close-up. Okay, so here is. Let's take a look at Diana's fur bikini. So definitely shaggy, but only like a minimal amount of like texture, like inside. Like the edges are shaggy, the inside doesn't have very much line work at all. Like just a little bit between the cleavage there, and pretty simplified. So that's what the animators will be working with. But as you can see, the designs are a little more detailed, and that's fine. That is fine. So, I think we're ready to go. I think we're ready to do the final version. And let's do it. Let us do it. So, we're going to change our line to black. I'm not sure about this. Is there too much texture on this? No, I think it's fine. The brush is fine. We will continue with the brush. So, start with the face, shall we? This is a pretty good face. That is a good old face, let me tell you. The 3/4 front. Is that the right scale? Almost, pretty much. 1-to-1 scale here. She's gonna be angry because she's evil. I like how wide her eyes are. Let me look at the how did they do the pupils? How did they do the pupils? Come back to me, mouse. Nope, that's the wrong. How did they do the pupils? Zoom out. Zoom out. Don't really see much pupils, do we? There's a lizard man. None of these guys have pupils. There's Bobby. Bobby's got pupils. Uni's got pupils. Karox. Not so much. I feel like I chose a bad example. Let's go to the other one. It's the other one. Let's go to, yeah, definitely the iris and the pupil. There's Diana. course, these are for the headshots. Yeah, it's there too. There's a nice turnaround of Diana. Yeah, okay, great. So the pupils are typically quite small, although this one's not inconsistent. Inconsistent design model sheets. All right. So let's do. I just want to get rid of some of this excess material so I can get. Yes, that's fine. Don't care. Just want to get close enough so I can see. F. F is for final. Let me try that. Get that eraser down there. Why aren't you drawing? There we are. There we go. Something like that. The typical mouth open a bit, I think. She looks too pretty. She doesn't look crazy enough. Maybe I've given her too much eyeliner. I love that. Heavily. She's been to the, what do you call the place where you go to get your eyebrows done? She's been to the and so we got something like that. Two more. How many teeth should there be? Is that gonna work? Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Do-do-do-do. Do-do. Does that look good? Does that look good? Somebody help me. And maybe like, yeah, I guess that's fine. Ba-do-do-do-do. I feel like I'm missing. Did they do shading at all? Not really. Not really any shading. I always default to shading. Oh, I guess that's not shading, it's the fringe. There is no shading whatsoever on any of these. A little bit underneath the chin there. Very little. So that's something that I will keep in mind. I'm not drawing this for an illustration. Oop. It is purely... I don't need any shading on anything. Great. I'm not a character designer for animation, but I did do prop design on a cartoon called Rocket Monkeys. Dwayne says, Fur Bikini, that is the band name. Okay. So she's got her hair coming. And hair also is... Gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. I guess we're not going to see her ears, are we? Let's get that chin. It reminds me a bit of Madeline Kahn. Very strong cheekbones. Do we give her a little bit, just a little bit evil? Just have a... Or not. Maybe not. I feel like she could have more darkness around the eyes, though. Do we do the same thing we did with Venger? No, that looks like a clown. All right. Neck. Clavicle, collarbone there. don't need to go into too much detail here. We can simplify that quite a bit. I guess the hair kind of does. Kind of does. Go around and behind. Let me check. Let me look at the other. She doesn't really. Yeah, the cloak. This red fringy thing. It has a solid line here. Let me finish the. Do we make that spiky? That's going to be annoying for the animators. Yes, well, let's do it. Let's do it. And then do I put the lines in or not? Maybe I don't. So this is like maybe a little bit wider. Give her a little bit more skin. Just a bit. Just to make that shape more interesting in contrast with the necklace. So then, maybe we do this. Make that. There's Skylla. There's Skylla, everybody. This is her robe. We'll figure out her. Right? Figure out her belt in a second. Da, da, da. And here's some Dungeons and Dragons music. Appropriate. Da, da, da. Da, da. Does she have? Here's the thing. It looks like on this illustration, it looks like her nails are very pointy, and I think that's appropriate for the 1980s. No, not here, but of course that is. And then finally the she's got basically got claws. See here, she's got. I don't know if that's supposed just the shadow of the helmet, or if she's got like. Oh my God! What's can't remember the performer's name. The 70s and 80s. Welcome to my nightmare. That guy. Let me see. I want to look it up now. Welcome to my nightmare song. Alice Cooper. The Alice Cooper. I could go Alice Cooper. Here, let me look at Alice Cooper's face. Alice Cooper makeup. Remember, he was on the Muppets. Remember when Alice Cooper was on the Muppets? What a time to be alive. Yeah, here we go. This Alice Cooper. He's got like almost like similar to the Crow. It's like, what do you got to do to get... Yeah, here's a nice one. There's a nice one. What do you got to do to get noticed in the industry? You got to put on makeup. Just ask that New Zealand comedian who couldn't get a job until, like, so what if we follow? Do I dare? Is that taking too much liberty? I think that's taking too much liberty. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Okay, so she's got her feathered hair. Hair is difficult, right? Hair is difficult. We can all agree. But drawing hair is difficult. I think we can all agree with that. We want to make it look 80s. We want to make it look as if this could appear in the 80s. So it's all right. We're not going to draw any cleavage because this is a kid's show. Although I want to, you know what I want to do? What was the episode that Lolth appeared in? Lolth Dungeons Dragons cartoon. I should know this off the top of my head. Yep. There she is. Look at that. There's Lolth in the D&D cartoon before she turns into a hideous Spider Woman. What was I asking? What was I wanting for? I wanted to see how they handled her chestular area. What was the Hall of Bones? Okay. Again, let's go to my YouTube channel. Do I already have it open? Do I? There it is. Torn Atkinson. Here's my D&D channel. You're on it right now. Hall of Bones. The Hall of Bones. The Hall of Bones. Oh yeah, here's where I compared the story, because I have these storyboards for the original storyboards. So I did a little after we watched the cartoon. We did a little comparison of the storyboards. But that's not why we're here. We're here to look at Lolth. Yes, they run. There she is. They're cornered. The townspeople, and she's there. And they run in. There she is. That's a pretty good shot. Her gown goes all the way to the floor, so they never actually see her feet. She's got the same kind of design on her sleeves. And she walks away, and they're all like, oh, she's finally a friend in this terrible place. But no. Do we get another shot before she turns evil? There she is. They do a fullness of her chestular area. Her neck is very cartoony, Japanese cartoony. And that's all we see of her. Okay, let's close this window. So I guess we don't really need to do all this detail of the just keep it simple, stupid. And that should be fine. Maybe a couple. And that should be good. All right. Yeah. Okay. Where is that? We're gonna get to the belt in momentarily. But first, let's finish these. Evil hands. Does that look like a hand? I feel like it kind of looks like a hand. I hear, you probably can't hear it, but I can hear the call of the northern flicker. That's not my best hand, but we're not gonna fix it now. I guess we just go straight. That's fine. That's fine. That hand is... Ugh. Thumb is way too big. For starters, we can just make some adjustments on the fly here. Drawing hands is hard. Drawing hair is hard. If you want to get a job in illustrating, show them that you can draw hands and hair, and you'll be halfway there. And then just a little one here. And there's your Major staff. I'm still not sure what the staff is supposed to be. But, I guess that's just the way it's got to be. Okay, something like that. Anyone seen any good movies lately? I was on several flights. Alice Cooper Caitiff, yes, you got it before. And then Dwayne redacted some messages. Alice is a Mensa murmur. I didn't know that. Caitiff, gotta go. Hope to see you next time. Thank you. Jay, the kiss method must be the key to any good animation process. Keep it simple, stupid. Yes. Who are you calling stupid? Okay. We don't need to make these so pointy. I feel like this one, maybe I need to go. Maybe we need to go a little longer. Why not? Why not? And then this one, same deal. Same deal. Right? Yep. Okay. Time to figure out this belt. Let's take a look at this belt. Get rid of all that. Maybe we're just... How long have I been streaming? It seems like it must be an hour, right? It is an hour and 1 minute. Okay. And 30 seconds. Okay. So, how are we going to do this? Where's our center line? This is... I'm just going to rough in our center line if I can. If I could be so very bold. Yes. Let me save my work. Is there a center line here? Zip, 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 something like that. So, this creepy little gremlin. Another skull of some kind? I mean, she's really not. Maybe we just simplify this as well. It's a weird. It's like the skull's got a helmet. It shouldn't be straight on, though. She's not straight on, so that thing shouldn't be straight on. She's straight on in the reference, but not straight on in the... Okay. It's weird to have more eyes. Let's just stylize this a little bit. Because I feel like on the other, not this one, she doesn't have that kind of belt on this one. And then on this one, she's basically got nothing. It's like, looks like part of her bodice. But I like the belt on the action figure, so let's... Something like that? It's not very... doesn't really accentuate her curves very well. I feel like I'm not getting this right. It's too bulky. Let's make it less bulky. Let's just do the shape. And then we can... Does that look... God, it looks terrible. Doodaloo, doodaloo. Let me do this. I'm going back to my original. There's her chestular area. Where's the center line? Center line here. Here's a rib cage. Abdomen. Belly button would be somewhere like there. Ribs again. Hips. Something, somewhere around there. Hips. Dun, 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 dun. Not the best. This is not my... It's not the part of the body I'm super great at drawing. I feel like... Oof. But we could cut in a little bit more. This doesn't look right at all. I think the hip should be a little bit lower. So then if that, has this helped any? My sculpting teacher would be livid with me right now. Don't you know anatomy? Sometimes I do. Okay, so that does help a little bit. So let's just pretend this is painted on rather than a 3D. Than a 3D thing. On storyboards, this will be much simplified, but this is a guide for the boards. And then what's going on here? We're not drawing all that business. Are we? Are we? Let me see. No, let's cut that out. Let's cut that part out. I'm going to make it not so... A little more feminine, I guess, is what I'm going for here. I think this is what we're going to land with. Right? Does that work? Let me zoom out. I guess so. You know what I kind of want to do? Oh, look at that. See, that's a more simplified version. That's actually helpful to look at right now. Come back. Come up to the front, young lady. This is the actual action figure from the 80s. Oh, I see. It's like in this version. There's more of a whoop. B, no, L, B. Okay, there we are. It's more of like. Do we like that? Does that help? I don't think that helps. Dun 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 dun. Yeah, I don't think that's super helpful. Why aren't you erasing now? Why did you stop erasing and drawing all the time? Damn you. But let me try it. Just give it. Maybe we just do this. Let me try this. Little V here. I guess that's fine. I guess that's fine. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Sure. Sure. What the hell? Okay, let's get rid of that now. And I just want to look at one more reference. Like, what's happening here? She has more fur on her boots. Dun, 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 dun. And her cape is out of control. Yeah, she's definitely got. But she's got like a little gem that goes all the way up to her fringe there. Or I don't know what you call that. I'm not a super fan of this design. This looks very Marvel superheroes, even though it is a Marvel production. Anything else to look at here? No, that's just the same thing. I guess that's it. I guess that is it. I thought. Where was wasn't there another one? This one. Yeah, that's not helpful. Okay. Okay, we're stuck with what we got. Okay, so save my work. I think we're approaching the end of this. Don't think I've seen the Mary and Max. Oh wait, it was Jay says, has anyone seen any good animated films lately? That new Looney Tunes Porky Pig Daffy Duck movie was really funny. Yes, I saw that in a theater. It was quite good. It had a lot of good... it was especially fun for animators because there was a lot of good animation jokes in there. Check out Mary and Max or The Triplets of Belleville. Not new, but great animated movies. You know, I haven't seen The Triplets of Belleville, but I got a DVD. I bought a DVD from a yard sale. And so I will be watching it at some point. So I guess the rest is just the boots and the drapery, right? So let's do that. I guess we have it come in from... How are we going to do this? I'll do her. There's her knee. Very thin knee. I guess I will. I guess I could do. And, kind of a fat, a fat foot for such a thin. Did I watch any? And the movies I watched on the plane from my trip to the Netherlands, the Netherworld, was I watched The Postman again. Not great. Not great. How do I do this? How do I do this? Am I gonna... Do we... R-Y? Whiz-Y? Who what? Not that one. This one. She does kind of have like a Batman thing going on this one too. But it's not as spiky. Okay. Alright. We'll do it. We shall do it. And it doesn't... seems to not go all the way to the floor. So that's fine. Not as the... yeah. Difficult. Difficult. Difficult to make look natural. Something like that? I don't know. I need to make our background a little bit more transparent. This will help me. I think this will help me. Dun 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 dun. Can get a little, put a little more meat on her thigh there. And this one. Something like that. Dun 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 dun. I like that she's got a little pointy, so let's do that on this one too. See if we can get that. Yes, something like that. Right? Something like that. I feel like mine was better before I tried to fix it. Yeah, whatever. Moving on. Boo-doo-doo-doo. Something like that? It doesn't really work. That's kind of crappy. That looks... It doesn't look real. And it doesn't look... Oh, I kind of hate it. Kind of hate what I've done here today. Let me... Oops. What did I do? What did I do? Let's flop this. Da, 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 da. I guess it's fine. I guess it's fine. Yeah. Okay. I guess it's fine. We can bring this up a bit. And let's make this, let's make this look a little bit more natural. If we can. Can we? Can we make it look more natural? Oh, here's the problem. My wrist is the problem. Come on, don't be like that. Photoshop. I really need to learn Procreate or something. Because I get tired of the shenanigans. Alright, I think we'll finish the... We'll do the... Well, I put too many lines in there, but... Oh well, here's a couple more. We'll finish the staff, and we'll do the close-up of the head, and I think that'll be fine. It's getting a little warm in here. And then I can maybe go for a bike ride today. Zentron is still here. I really like the post. I really like the Postman. The Tom Petty cameo was fun. It was, yeah, it was. You know, there are parts of it that I liked, but there are other parts where I was like, oh my god, who wrote this? And it was very rah-rah the United States of America, which right now could be doing better. Could be doing better, guys. Okay, so let's see if we can get some kind of something out of these vague. Maybe what we do is, maybe that's what I do. I'm taking some liberties here. I'm taking liberties for sure. Because I don't really know what this is supposed to look like. So I'm just kind of making it up. And I think that's okay. Let me look at the other one. Not that one. We're not. I'm just going to delete this layer. This has not helped us at all. Is it supposed to be like a flaming crystal or something? I really don't know what it's supposed to be. Let's take a look at this one a little bit closer up. Yes. Why? Nobody cares. It's not empty. It's not empty. Stop saying it's empty. Oh my god. Let's move it right over here. Try to get a... It's blue. It does look like fire, doesn't it? It looks like plastic fire. But let's not... I don't know. Let's not have it be fire in our version. Let's just do this. Something like that. I don't know what. That's I think we're going with that. And then it's got, I'll do at least these three things here as well. 2, a 3. Right? Makes sense? Is everyone in agreement on this? Let's make this a little more. Actually, let's make this a little less. And I think I think that's fine. I don't really know what it's supposed to be. If you guys have any ideas what that's supposed to be. It looks like fire. But I'm really not sure. Jay says, I haven't seen it in years. I'd probably have a different take now. Yeah, because I remember thinking it was... I remember when I originally watched it, I gave it like a 3 out of 10 on IMDb. But that was years ago. And then watching it on the plane again, I was like, I should watch The Postman again. It can't really be as bad as I said it was back when I reviewed it the first time. But it wasn't good. It's got a lot of problematic things. There's things that I didn't like about it. Okay, so we are done this. We're done this. We're done. We are done. There she is. Look at her. Look at her go. I guess maybe I should put... Here, let me fix all this business down here. There, that's the behind. Showing a little leg. Showing a little leg. There she is, Skylla. She doesn't look as evil as she might, but maybe we can do that. Maybe we can get that evilness. Let me save my work. And get rid of all the red. And let's flip this around. Transform. And then, yeah, right, that's right. And then we'll do her. Do her head here. Let's go into the red again. Something like that. And then maybe we can get her looking more evil. Da-da. I really should do the whole head before I get into the details. Da-da. Cheekbones. You shall not do the things. There's her teeth. Her mouth. Mouth will be open. Some bottom teeth. I never draw enough chin, so. Just gotta get those big old cheekbones. That eye, I can already see a problem with the eye. Something like that is better. Here, the ear be over here, I guess. But we're not going to see the ear, are we? Because she's got that thing. She's got the hair. The hair comes right down. The shape of the hair. The shape of the hair. She's got her necklace that comes down. Something like that. Something like that. And the horns, of course. Yeah. Dun 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 dun. Da, 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 da. decided that we are gonna do spikies on there. All right. All right, we're gonna flip this so I can see any errors that I did. I think it seems okay. Yes, no, maybe so. Obviously this is not the final, but something like that should be okay. And let's do the final. Let's make this violet. Let's make it V. All right. And it's gonna look great. Let me feel like I've already, let's go to black. These should be coming down lower, almost over her eyes. Center line, center line, center line, center line. Right? Something like that. And her hair. Oh, the hair. I feel like I didn't do a very good job with her hair on the full pose. Something like that. The feathered hair. Everyone loves feathered hair, right? Okay. V. She is angry. Let's decrease our pen size to 20 maybe? Dun 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 dun. Right? Something like that. Let's get those skull fangs in. Ba 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 ba. Down, down, down. Yeah. Something like that. Something like that. I'm gonna make my reference layer a little more transparent. I feel like her nose is not long enough. Maybe I just, oops, I'm the wrong layer. Scooch it down a bit. Right? Is that? Oh, I wonder how to have the angry nose. Angry nose. Okay. Dun 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 dun. So this. let's move. Well, let's finish let's finish this. I know I said no shading, but I feel like this kind of has to have some. Take some liberties with scale here. Now that I made her nose longer, I feel like everything else has to come down a little bit. I feel like that's better. She looks less flat now. Much better. Thank you. Let's give her a little bit. Just a little bit. Those anger lines. Dun, 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 dun. You kids. Yeah, so she is going to be, if everything works out as I planned, and I haven't written the script yet. I kind of have the beat sheet, and I'm a little bit actually not sure where I'm going to land on the ending, which I should figure out. But yeah. Let's do this. I think, is this more? Is this all that we need to do? Yeah, that's fine. Let's get rid of this for now. Nope. Let's get rid of, what am I doing? Let's get rid of that for now. Skylla. You. Something like that. I don't know. Drawing hair, like I said, it's difficult. But I guess that's good enough, isn't it? Give her eyebrows just a little bit more to even them out. Yeah, there we go. It's 12 o'clock. Hey, look at that. I hear the 12 o'clock sound sounding. So here we have, we're going to take this, we're going to floppity flip it, and I guess we'll put it down here. And this is our model sheet for Skylla. Let me fix one thing here. For Skylla, the evil magic user who will be employed by the evil Venger. And will terrorize the kids in the world of Dungeons and Dragons. So we can look forward to that if everything goes to plan. What kind of spells can she cast? I don't know. I was thinking about doing some classic D&D spells. Let's just go straight to... no, I like it the other way around. I guess we can... Let me try this. Save. What happens if I just take this layer and we're going to... what do we want? We want hue saturation. We want 0 saturation. There. So I think that's fine. Now it looks like it looks like it could be. Here, let's even do this. Let's even do this. I'm going to. Here we go. Dungeons and Dragons. Let me. This is cheating, but it's going to be fun. So let me just take this. We're gonna put this up. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. We don't need any of this business here. I don't want it to look... I guess all I need is this part here. All I need is that part. Now I gotta move this down. Actually, let's move her right over to the end, to the edge. Put this... No, that stays where it is. The purple is the new layer. Here we go. This is going to be... This is not Dungeon Master lookalike. This is not 400-08. I don't know what it is. I guess this would be... I don't know. No, does that say 108? So that's the 8th episode? Let me think. Dungeon Master lookalike. What episode was that? This was Servant of Evil. Yeah, episode 8. Servant of Evil. It says 408. I don't know what 408 looks like. So let's just type in... Skylla. Evil magic user. I don't really have a font that looks like... I feel like Book Antique is probably going to be the closest one, right? I'm trying to... Yes? No? Oh, maybe that one. Bookman Old Style. Okay, great. Yeah, that's fine. It doesn't need to. I'm not trying to fool anyone. I'm just trying to get the aesthetic. So that's Fuser. What word did I say just there? Fuser? That's fine. Okay, great. Let me... And it's not slimy creature either. That's fine. And the Japanese on the end at the bottom is just a nice little touch. Where's my... What happened to my text? Oh, there it is. Skylla, evil magic user. That's fine. Let's go to the top. No, let's close this one. And let's go to production copy. Torrin Atkins storyboards. Sure. That'll be my signature because it's fun. Because it's just fun and silly. All right. Thank you for joining me, everybody. Production copy. Torrin G. Atkinson storyboards. That's me. Da, 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 da. Should we put it down here? Let's put it down here. Great stuff. We had a good time today, I feel. And I hope you did. Dwayne Taylor says, thanks for sending the stickers. The artwork and other extras are awesome too. Hey, you're very welcome. Isn't Skylla a Michael Jackson song? I don't know. I don't know anything about that. I had Thriller on audio cassette back in the 90s. No, 80s. And I think that was my first thing that I bought. Did I buy it, or somebody bought it for me? It was my first cassette I had. All right. Anyway, do the liking, do the subscribing. Hope you had fun. I will see you next time. I got some more drawings I need to draw, and maybe that'll happen this week, or maybe it'll happen next week. Either way, I hope you have a great Sunday, and I will see you next time on the internet. Bye-bye. I said, bye-bye.